Here's our next part. We just, in that last video, took one of those videos, took this apart, the auto winder assembly, and these gears are all captured in there, but they all cleaned up nicely. So we're gonna get this back together. I'm gonna flip that over, and that had a little bit of grease on that mechanism. Not a whole lot. Let's get an oiler here. I just put a little, I guess it would be a light grease. I'm not sure exactly because that does pivot. That's going to get a little grease on here, like so. And then we can install that plate that holds everything in place. Nothing to it. There's our screw. Of course, I'm missing a screwdriver. It's over here. Make sure we're in the shot. Okay. That's pretty straightforward stuff. I like to come back in here. We're going to do a little dab of grease right there. And that's a pivot for that wheel as well. So that's going to get a little grease. Okay, coming around this side. We had a couple of parts. Let's see, what did I do with them? One of them was that real tiny spring-loaded device. I don't know what these parts are called, so don't ask me. If you remember, that's got to get put in there. Those two little parts get pressed in. It's not really a press fit, but it snaps in. Okay, let's get in the shot. Works better that way. And those two parts that get snapped in are right there. I'm going to use a blade of a screwdriver, and they snap right in, and then that allows that gear to move out of the way. Okay. Nothing to it so far. These two jewels right here, these are shock mounted jewels. I have them apart. I don't have a tool to install those yet. I have to make one actually, and I can always replace those later. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue assembling this just to get things out of the way. It'll still run without those capstones. I just need to make a tool to put the shock spring on. So next we have a jewel right here. And that's going to house the winder. I didn't clean that only because I do not have that kind of grease available. Looks like a pretty good, I don't know what you would call that. It's not that dirty. I don't think any of this timepiece is dirty, any of this movement, because everything looks really clean on the inside. So this part I did not put in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm going to keep it the way it is just because I like that grease that's on there, and I don't have anything that's going to be similar to that, so we're not going to worry about it. Is that a little unorthodox? Yeah, probably, but that's okay. So I'm going to, this basically has to get flipped over, but it's going to go in this orientation. Let's make sure we're in the shot first. We're going to thread that right over top, like that. And when we come around, there's the other side of that. I do want to make sure, okay, we are lined up. We have that little tiny E-clip that's going to go on there, right onto that shaft. There it is. Let's get a different set of tweezers on that. And I'm basically just holding on to that see if I can get that in the shot. That should be good enough. I'm going to turn that so I can get a hold of it a little better. And it snaps in place. Now that that's in place, we turn this over. We have everything here looking pretty slick. So there's your main winding, your winding bridge, I guess you would call that. And then a gear is going to go here. Our main barrel is going to go there. So I want to try to keep these under 10 minutes so we don't get too lengthy. And we're going to come back and continue assembling.